This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Susquehanna River Valley. This map can be found over at the OKUsedMods website. I got you. If I was going to say farmingsimulator.com website, but no, this map is going to be found over at the OKUsedMods website. You will be able to find a link in the description below. This is a 4X American map inspired by the lands around the Susquehanna River Valley in New York State, USA. Let's go ahead and jump on in. This map is by Nitrodad. No other, the map author that brought you Hazard County, that brought you also Germantown. Now it brings you Susquehanna River Valley. Let's go ahead and load in some mods that we usually use in our mod videos. We also have several mods that are included with the download. When you download this from OKUsedMods, unzip the download, and within that, you should have several mods in the map. If after unzipping, you still have a single zip, then unzip the zip, because sometimes OKUsedMods zips up what the map author uploads. But at any rate, you want to unzip it so that you have independent mods. You'll have an apple tree mod. You're going to need to activate and add into your map. You're going to have a compost factory, a corn syrup factory. You're going to have a Ford bump side pickup truck. You're going to need to activate. You need to activate the ethanol plant, flour mill. Some of these DLC also. You're going to need to also activate pig food factory. We're going to activate precision farming. Also going to need to activate the seed factory. You're going to need to activate store sales, the sugar mill, and then Susquehanna River Valley, as well as the TMR silo. Go ahead and pull up the log. Now, I will say that I have an early access copy that does have a few log errors that should be fixed by the time this map goes public. So if you see some of those scroll by, just be aware they should be fixed by the time this map goes live over at OKUsedMods.com. Also note, this map does have a seasons mask and does have a custom soil map. This map is fully prepared for seasons and prepared for precision farming with the custom soil map. This map is also multi-fruit. You will be able to find various crops, as you can see here, alfalfa, for example, on this map. And again, this has been fixed in the release copy. This was a pre-release copy that I have. Just go ahead and wait for the rest of the map to load in. And there we are. So let's go ahead and hop on in here. And our career start point is, well, it's up here on balcony, overlooking Susquehanna River Valley itself. So really, really cool start point for the map. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map itself. Zoom on out, and this is, as I said, a 4X map, so that does exclude it from possibly being on console, in addition to the fact that this map has production and has custom scripts, which would also preclude it from being on console. This map has 140 fields, 140 numbered fields, but there's also some unnumbered viable areas, some grass fields here in the middle. Then there's some flat grass areas up here to the north of the river. Now, we have several farms on this map, and I want to show those to you. We've got a farm here. All of these farms, for the most part, have cows, and we will be buying these farms as we go around just to show them to you. So this particular farm is pigs, chicken, and cows for $803,000. We don't have enough money. I will fix that right now. Go ahead and buy this. We have a sheep and horse area up here. Now this area also has some land around it that you can maybe build your own map at, build your own farm on. $76,500 for that. You now have another pig, chicken, and cow farm down here, $538,000. It includes the farm silo here to the north a little bit. Got another farm down here, chickens, horses, sheep, and cows, $332,000. And we have a farm right here in kind of the flat area, chicken, pigs, and cows, $1 million. So, and those are the pre-built farms. Now, there is a sleep trigger also down here, kind of in the flat valley, for $24,000 you can buy. And then it is also includes, on the map, we have a apple orchard just south of Field 74. You can buy that for $10,000. And then if you want to start talking about building your own farm, you have a few plots here. You can buy this one for $1 million. You have a plot here, $113,000, $160,000, $400,000, $240,000, or $104,000. Take a look at some of these fields. Field 110 is 67.5 acres or 23.72 hectares, and it costs $289,000. But then we have smaller fields. Here, field 14 and 17 is 13.9 acres in size. Between the two of them, 4.39 hectares and $59,000. Got 4 fields here, 53, 58, 54, and 57. 23 acres in size, 11.23 acres, field 7 and 8. So there's field sizes of all types for all different types of players. Some fields you can buy individually. Other fields you're going to buy in pairs or trios or in a set of 4. All kinds of options going on there. All of the main farms include some amount of fields other than this little trailer down here. And the deal with the trailer is this. Set up to where you can sell your starting farmhouse up here for $659,000. The idea is, the premise is that you have a desire to basically move away from the city down into the valley and start a farm. And you're going to sell your house with this great pool, this great deck, it's outstanding view, hot tub, very patriotic garage, and you're basically going to be able to invest that money in a farm down in the valley down there. Depending on the farm you pick, you could have money to spare, or you might need to borrow even more money in order to get started. But what you could do, you could sell this, kind of rent this place out right here behind the repair shop for pretty cheap, and then have a fair bit of money to buy up some land around here and buy up some starting equipment and really get your farming started by kind of living cheap for a little while until you then have the money to expand into these bigger, more industrial type areas. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting equipment. Start out with the Massey Ferguson 7726 tractor. This may change. Your starting equipment, again, may change between now and when the map releases, but this will kind of give you a general idea of how Nitrodad is thinking you're going to start pretty lean. You start with the Ford pickup truck and the breed owl fertilizer spreader. That's it. That's your starting equipment. You may start with another tractor, maybe. That is it. Now, in one iteration of the map pre-release, there was a Kloss tractor. I don't think that's going to be included in the starting equipment anymore, but he may include a second tractor in the starting equipment, just to give you a little heads up. Now, on some of these farms, there are buildings that you can sell but you will not necessarily be able to sell every building. There are some buildings scattered around that you will be able to indeed sell once you buy the farm. We've went ahead and bought all the farms. We obviously have a fair bit of buildings we can sell now, but if we didn't own all of these farms, then we wouldn't be able to sell any of these buildings until we bought the particular farm and the apple orchard. All of these trees are individually sellable, and we do have the 2 sleep triggers that are also sellable. Take a look at our placeables. See that we can indeed put down some of our custom areas. We've got the Modding Welt pig barn, American pig barn. We have another pig barn here. We've got a couple of different styles of chicken coops, cow barns, horse, sheep paddock. Water station. We have our apple tree. We have our custom factories that are add-on mods that we can obviously put more down. We have our forage silo, grain silo, pig food factory, sugar mill, TMR silo. We have various sheds that we can put down that are included in the map. And then we have our custom sleep trigger that we can put down. We'll see that the sleep triggers are not at any of these other farms that we have purchased. The only 2 places that exist with sleep triggers are here and here, but we do have the ability to put that down. So we're not really starting at any particular farm. We want to kind of just show you this. Then we're going to do a kind of a fly around. In our red, white, and blue garage, you have Ford truck. And then, interesting enough, all of the houses up here in this neighborhood that have garages have operable garage doors. So really, you could use Place Anywhere and place your sleep trigger down on any of these houses and basically use any of these houses and garages however you should so wish. So that is really cool. Really like that feature. Go ahead and get ready for that fly around. Oh wait, once again I'm getting ahead of myself. So excited for this map. I'm getting ahead of myself. So this map has all of the standard crop types available to it in Farm Sim 19, as well as carrot, onion, hops, cabbage, red cabbage, spelt, rye, alfalfa, millet, triticale, and poppy. So this is indeed a multi-fruit map. Let's go ahead and take a look at the custom soil map. So here we have our custom soil map. We see we've got to the north here, kind of through the river valley, we've got a combination of silty clay and loam. To the south of the river, we've got more loamy sand, sandy loam, and loam. And we've got a fair bit of silty clay down here through the bottom section, loam and sandy loam down here through the bottom section. And there you go. So let's take a look at the prices screen. So we've got 3 main sell points: the central grain northeast, and central grain southwest that are available here to buy most of our grain crops. We have sell points for potatoes and sugar beets at the regional collection point, the root crop sell point, and the Spokely potato sell point. We have some sell points for cotton, and we can produce seed on the map. So we can sell seed at Central Grain. We have egg sell points at Aldi, the bakery, as well as Walmart. Wool, milk, wood chips, silage, hay, straw, and grass. We do have a biogas plant, but if we do not own the biogas plant, then we do have the bale sell point for those particular items. We can produce fuel on the map, so we can sell our fuel at the various fuel stations. We have the ability to produce fertilizer, and we can sell the fertilizer. We have the ability to produce pig food. We can sell that at Central Grain. And here we have our added crops, our carrots, onions, hops, red cabbage, all of that is available for sale at Aldi and Walmart. Spelt, rye, and all of our other grain crops are again available to sell at Central Grain. We do have the ability to make flour. Flour is available for sale at the bakery, Hershey plant, as well as our corn syrup, the bakery and the Hershey plant, and then a soda plant, Adirondack Soda. And then we also have, again, our apples. We sell at Aldi as well as Walmart. And sugar. There's a sugar plant that we can make sugar at. So that goes to Hershey's plant, bakery, and the soda company. And then if you play with Straw Harvest, then we also have the ability to sell our pellets at Central Grain, 3 Central Grain places, as well as the Bale sell point. We have our starting equipment, all new. None of it is leased. You have custom contracts available on the map, and everything is owned by Nitrodad Property Management. So you're going to have to be buying all your land from Nitrodad Property Management, which pretty much has locked up every piece of parcel on the Susquehanna River Valley. Get ready for the fly around. Let's take a look around the map and come back to the shop where we will jump in our Mahindra and then do a drive around the various sell points, factories, and farms. A little bit of altitude. And just take a quick look around the map before we go anywhere. Down across the river valley. Directly in front of us, we can see our apple orchard. See our second option, our cheapest option as far as a start farm. We have a big industrial farm down there in what's called the Flats. See some of this flat grass placeable area where you could possibly build out a farm on the side of the interstate there. Ethanol plant off in the distance as we rotate around to the town that's up here in the northeast of the map. Big blue roof is Walmart. And, well, there you go. Like I said, all of these garages are fully operational. Let's go ahead and make our way over here. Shop is kind of over to our right. We're going to be coming back to that. This is, I believe, right, this is the bakery. Here we have the bakery. Sell point in the front. And then around the back, we have the drop-off and the fill pipe for the bakery operation. So if you want to sell your grain, you go to the front. If you want to put grain in to get flour, then you put it here around the back. Flour out of the output pipe. Something else that you're going to find scattered around the map are these placeable areas that you can buy. This one is just a blank yacht. Blank lot. Not a blank yacht, but an empty lot. If we buy this, $478,000. Pretty expensive up here in town. Then we can go in here to our garage, and we should find in here a property management sign. For sale area 4. We sell that. Sell that, sorry. See, the sign goes away. Now there are other areas scattered around the map that are basically for sale that have buildings. If we basically sell the for sale sign on those, the buildings will vanish and we'll basically then get an empty lot. Pretty cool. Coming up here to Walmart. Walmart is a sell point. They said we're going to take a closer look at that here a little bit later. We've got some athletic fields because we do have the high school area around town here. We have another sell point just on the outskirts of the airport. We have a wool and cotton sell point here. This is, like I said, another one of those buyable areas. If you buy this lot and then sell the property sign, the building also goes away. So that's pretty cool. Here we have the sugar factory. The sugar factory is also a sell point. So if you want to basically make sugar, you would sell your sugar beets, or you would deliver your sugar beets to the left. If you want to sell your sugar beets, then you would deliver it to the right. Once you put your sugar beets in the sugar factory, you're going to have to let some time elapse. Then you're going to be able to get your sugar out conveyor belt. Then kind of in the same general industrial area, we have Spokeley's Red Potatoes. It's a potato sell point where you would dump your potatoes in the building there. You're going to find scattered around the map several fuel depots, gas stations. This particular gas station happens to have a fuel buy point, as all of them do. Basically, look for in-ground tank covers, and that's where you're going to sell your fuel here at the gas stations. Meanwhile, you can buy fuel clearly at the pumps. Another one of our placeable sell points or buy points there. Buy plots. Oh, I'm recording this late at night. I'm having a hard time speaking. Boat ramp. And then we come over here to the high school grounds. Just to kind of complete the whole picture that this is a town. Apparently the high school lights on the field light up at night, which is pretty neat. And there's lots of other cool little things to explore in these towns. I encourage you to explore those kind of on your own. Like you can go into Burger King, go into this particular facility here. Mike and Michelle's Cars and Trucks. Let's go ahead and basically make our way across the river valley. Head on over to the ethanol plant. And you can see that some of these fields, they're smaller fields, but you can definitely merge them should you so wish. Here we have another fuel station. Again, you can buy fuel or sell fuel. Look for the in-ground tank covers to sell your fuel. Got the ability to buy seed, bulk seed, fertilizer, lime, and everything here. And then we have the ethanol plant. Over here, this is where we're going to be able to deliver corn and water. And we're going to either make corn syrup or diesel fuel. This is a particular area. We're going to make corn syrup, 25% water, 75% corn. And if we come over here to the red, we're going to be able to make fuel. And the fuel mix is 25% water, 75% corn. And then over here, we're going to get our corn syrup out and our diesel fuel out. Then if we continue down the interstate, and the interstate has some very fast moving traffic. That is something to pay attention to. I'm moving a lot faster than normal. That is something just to be aware of. You don't want to be driving your tractors down the interstate. Definitely don't want to be driving bigger, slower things like harvesters down through the interstate here. The interstate's kind of falling away as it's going down the hillside and into the flat. And now we're down here kind of into the river's floodplain, if you will. Like I said earlier, we've got this grass area, which if you wanted to, you could buy and build your own farm out. Carve it up and make it a field if you wanted. Really like these interstate on and off ramps. He's been able to basically get those made to a T. And here we have our animal dealer. We can also basically buy our manure and slurry from there, should we so wish. Now, this is a gem of the map. I'm not going to go in it because it's got some pretty loud volumes of music. I encourage each and every one of you to come on down to Arnold's, visit Arnold's, and, well, stay a little while. Great little place. Plenty of cool little things to take a look at. We have Aldi. Again, we're going to talk about selling our produce, our vegetables, our animal goods. Tractor Supply is going to let us buy lime. Here we have a bread company. This is where we're going to sell flour, corn syrup, eggs, and such forth. We've got then a soda plant over here that is going to want to buy our corn syrup, amongst other goods. Hershey's factory, again, it's going to be buying our corn syrup, sugar, and other goods. One of our bigger industrial farms down here in the flats. Going to continue on. One of our farm silos. Sorry, that's not a farm silo. This is one of the grain sell points. One of the central grain towers. Smoke off in the distance is the compost facility, where we can manufacture compost. I believe compost is manure and straw. There's a sign inside of here that will tell us what we need to bring. So 25% manure, 75% straw gets dumped into here. And then we're going to get our compost out right here at the belt. Across the river, we have the sawmill. You're going to need to put your logs in the water pond in order to sell them. And then you have your wood chip sell point at the pile. Now we have a sheep and horse area down here that is somewhat associated with the farm up on the hill. I have to say this is probably my favorite farm of the ones here on the map. I just so like this view right here. That just get over here where the roads are. You kind of look at the farm, kind of up around the bend on the hill. I don't know, it just rings and resonates. Got chickens, we got cows here, we got a nice bank barn. We're going to take a look at all of these farms in a lot more detail later. Don't worry too much about that. It's a 4X map, so it's going to take a while to get around. Trust me, this is going to be well worth it. Some other farms kind of scattered across the middle here. I like how you can kind of be at this four corners of this road intersection and just look around and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different silo towers, if you will, from this one spot. Over here we do have anhydrous as a fill point on this map. If I remember, I'll put a link to an anhydrous pack also over at OKUsedMods that you can download and get, so you can then use anhydrous on the map. So anhydrous is its own unique fill type. It is not simply liquid fertilizer. It does act as a fertilizer, but it is its own unique fill type. You're going to get anhydrous from there. You're also going to be able to buy several products here from Agway out of the pipe, as well as then sell several products here at the dump point. You can sell your compost if you don't use it on your fields as fertilizer. You can sell your compost here at the compost sell point. Across the street, this is a collection point for sugar beets. So basically, you get a better price if you bring them up to the sugar factory in town, or just for convenience, you could bring them down here and get a lower price, but it'll be a bit more convenient to deliver to. Another fuel point, and again, we can sell fuel here. You find the in-ground tank covers, and that's where you're going to be able to sell your diesel fuel. Our BGA is down here. We also have the ability to buy and sell, or not buy, but to sell our wood chips, our wood chip bales, our pellets. We have our digester. We have our digestate pipe. And then we can also purchase digestate out of that pipe right there. We have the ability to make seed here at the seed plant. And what the seed plant will want is it'll want your cereal grains. Bring into here, and then it will dry them, and then you can get your seed out of here. Another central grain sell point, and then a large placeable area here that we can buy. So Free Thought went out of business. What we can do is we can buy the empty land that Free Thought owned, $71,000. And then again, we can go into our garage, find the sell point, sell the sign, and so goes the building. Now we will follow the interstate up the western edge of the map. and make our way back to the shop. We'll then kind of conclude our aerial fly around. Get a little bit more altitude there. Shop off in the distance up here. And then we'll get into our Mahindra and we'll drive around and take a much closer look at all the sell points and all of the specific farms, farm areas, animal pens, and whatnot. I like this detail coming up here to the vehicle shop. You have Boss forage harvester kind of set up on a pedestal, telling everybody on the interstate, hey, we got their farm shop is on its way, next exit. Nice variety of equipment out here for show at Tractor World. So this is our starting tractor and fertilizer spreader down here at Tractor World. We have our customized repair and sell marker here. I don't think I recall where the actual shop trigger is. Here's our other shop trigger. Go ahead and get our Mahindra. And everything spawns out here. One quick way out of here is through the doors. Head on out of the dealership. Scattered around the map, Nitrodad has these little shopping areas, real-life shops, and storefront pictures on the storefronts. Make our way over here to, this is the flour mill, I am remembering. Go this way. So again, this is the dump station to sell products. So we can sell products at the flour mill. Central grain, or we go around the back to the actual flour mill where we can deposit grains to then have converted into flour. Take wheat, barley, oat, rye, spelt, and then we get flour. Those are the products we put in and what we get out. While this map does have production, it does not need global company. If anyone is concerned, this is a global company free map. Sure, you can add it if you wanted, add some other global company placeables, but you don't need it in order to use it. There is another property for sale down around the corner there. Gonna hear some nice country music. You can stand outside the radio station there. Inside Walmart, we have a dump station around back. Here. On the brick building off to the side here, that is a fire department. From what I understand, there's some photos of the area in the fire department you might want to check out. Continue on. We have another cell point over here just beside the airport. And from what I understand, this is our cell point for poppies. Go ahead and just check that here on the map. We have Victor's Import Export. And Victor's Import Export will take poppy and poppy alone. Come back around. Our spinnery is directly ahead for cotton and wool. More commercial property for sale. Doughboy's Donut and Coffee Shop. You can find a couple of those scattered around. Then we have our sugar plant. And as I showed earlier, dump for sugar production is on the left. The dump for sugar sales, or sugar beet sales, is here on the right. Here we have our belt. Pop up. Alright, I don't know why it's not coming up, but that is the output pipe for our sugar. Again, I've got a pre-release copy of the map, so here we have potato cell point. Spokely potatoes. Fuel, and again, we can sell diesel at all of the fuel stations. You just have to find the in-ground tank cover and go to that location. So that is town up here where we start out at. Let's get on the interstate and head over to the ethanol dealer. And the ethanol dealer is where we're going to basically make our corn syrup. We're going to make diesel That's also where we could buy bulk seed, lime, and fertilizer, herbicide, and whatnot. Now we're going 60 miles an hour. And if there's any AI traffic out here, they could pass us. And ideally, you're going to want to transport your slower moving vehicles from the shop to the farm, because you're going to pretty much need to drive on the way road. You're going to pretty much need to drive on this major road, 65 mile an hour speed limit, to get away from the shop. There's no way out of there without doing that. We have another fuel point here on our right. Really like these fuel signs along the road to entice people to pull off and buy gas. Here we have our bulk seed buy point, lime, fertilizer, and so forth. We have our lime. And I understand this is going to be liquid fertilizer, herbicide, I'm going to get the exact trigger location for this. Inside. Bigger on the inside. It might be because I'm too short. Too short. Bring something a little taller in here. I'll loop on over here to our ethanol plant, as I said. And the ethanol plant is pretty easy to get around. You come in here, you go through the scale, you get your corn probed, and then basically you can see corn syrup production blue lane, ethanol red lane. That blue? I mean, okay. I'll trust you if it's blue. It doesn't look blue to me, but that's okay. So we take this line around to make our sugar syrup, and we dump corn in here and water to make syrup. And if we want to make, ethanol fuel, instead of following this blue line, you would come through here and follow the red line around to the other side of the factory, where you would do 75% corn, 25% water. And then you would get your diesel fuel production started. And you're going to get your output over here. you have your diesel fuel there and your corn syrup in that lane. One thing to check, let's check here, is how do we transport our corn syrup? We obviously don't transport it in a trailer, right? I think we would need a liquid tanker of some sorts. I will ask Nitrodad how we transport corn syrup, and I'll put it in the comments, and I'll pin it if I remember. If I don't remember, then put a comment in saying that I didn't remember to figure out how to transport corn syrup, and then I will go find out. I didn't even think about that before the video as to how would you transport corn syrup. We're just going to go ahead and get back on the interstate, and this will then take us down into the river valley. Let's go ahead and get up to speed. I want AI traffic taking us out. Can't see. Bear crossing sign. We don't want to have bears cross us. Hammer down. We're going across the north side of the map at this point. I like how this is emulating a cut through the hills as we slowly go down a grade. Folks that enjoy driving around are probably going to enjoy this map a lot more than folks who would prefer to not be driving from point A to point B. Those folks might want to look into, I guess, doing auto drive and setting up waypoints. Basically coming down into the river flats. Farmland down here. There is AI traffic. Doesn't seem to be that populous, but there is AI traffic on these roads. It does move at a pretty good clip. Coming into a swamp. You can buy the swamp if you want to deforest it. Up here to an off ramp. Here we have the animal dealer, as well as a place to buy bulk slurry and manure. Animal dealer trigger is right here. This is kind of the third, I guess maybe second little town on the map. I wouldn't really call the Ethanol area a town. Coming into a third fuel point, and we can sell diesel fuel there, should we so wish. This is Archie's, or Arnold's. So again, I really encourage you to go on in there. Set up as a classic 50s diner. Wonderful memorial to all of our vets down here in town. Now, this Tractor Supply will give us bulk lime out of the back here. Just kind of looping around the back to get to our soda factory. But at soda factory, we'll buy our corn syrup as well as a few other products. Here we have Adirondack soda. And they're going to buy our corn syrup and sugar. And most of these sell points are real life places. So that's kind of neat. So Hershey's is here on our right. Identified by the kind of the brown border around the roof and then the bricks everywhere. Hershey's is going to buy several of our products we make. Then across the street from Hershey's, we have a bakery. Going to buy our flour, our sugar, corn syrup. To the dump station for that. And that's pretty much what's for sale here in this little town. And now we can go and take a look at the individual farms. Soon. Big T's, big T's. I want to hit Central Grain northeast. Kind of interesting because it's in the southwest, but okay. And then I want to talk about the compost place and the sawmill before we head over to take a look at the individual farms. One of our Central Grain sell points. The facility with the smoke is our compost. And as I mentioned, you bring manure and straw here. Dumping in there. Then you get your output here at the belt. In, straw in, compost out. Across the river, we have our sawmill. I like the way he's done this. That's the edge of the map, but he does have kind of a pretend river continuing on, and the mountains continuing on. Wood chips. Logs need to go into the log pond. And then something that he's, I think, going to work up and fix before the release is icon to sell the logs is missing, but the light is there. Right there. You come up. R to sell wood. And now we're going to take a look at the farms. Big tease, big tease. Nearly an hour into the video, and we haven't even looked at a single farm yet. This game was farming simulator. Drive around and look at Sell Point Simulator. I'm going to start with what I prefer to call myself the favorite farm. And the favorite farm down here includes, we have a sheep pasture, horse paddock, chicken coop, and cow farm, cow area. Do use the animal pen extension mod, which is what gives us these blue pipes. Help us locate where the water triggers are, as well as the milk triggers. That is our water trigger for our sheep. We have our food trough. For our sheep. Sorry, our horses. Water trough for our horses. Our sheep delivery point, 250 sheep in this pen, as well as in our food for the sheep. As far as the wool goes, not really sure, but I have an inkling the wool is going to spawn somewhere around here, maybe. Go ahead and figure out where we buy our horses at. Probably inside the barn here. Here we have possibly the straw point. Ah, that's how we get inside. Yeah, where is the horse? All points. Here we go. There we go. It was hiding from us. 16 horses in this particular area. And our wool is going to be right there. So this map is prepared for the store sales mod. What that means is throughout your gameplay, if you have store sales activated, you should get a pop-up informing you that there are periodic sales on equipment and brands. And when that happens, there should be banners at the store. The map's been prepared to include banners at the store. We have our silo for our farm here on the right. And the farm proper over here to our left. Maintenance trigger inside the shed. There. We have our chickens, so we have our feed trough. Our egg spawn point, no doubt, and then our chickens, 100 chickens. Here we have our dairy barn. We have our milk trigger. And again, this is the animal pen extension mod that gives us the milk sales machine. Helps us identify where the milk trigger is. Up here through the ladder, get on top of the bank barn. So as far as our food trough goes, water troughs, they are up here. Water trough, we have our straw plane, we have our food trough. We have our cow buy trigger. There we go. Sometimes this doesn't work when I have flight mode enabled. Make sure that's turned off. Oh, it's gonna be. Gotta tell them about that. Cow trigger there. We have our silage pit 1 and 2. Storage shed. We can buy bulk fertilizer or might be storage. It might be buying bulk fertilizer. Make TMR here in this harvest store. Basically, we need to provide corn, hay, and silage, and we get TMR out. There's the ratios. Dump into there. This is a forage silo for storage. Dump into there and get it out. Belt there. Manure is up on the hill. Our slurry point is down here. Fuel. And equipment shed. Oh wait, let's go this way. Because the pigs are, I believe, up over this way. Or no, this farm doesn't have pigs. Sorry, mistaken. So many farms on the map that very similar in general layout, but not quite exact. And on lots of these farms, the pigs are kind of separated from the rest of the farm. We have gates across all of our fences here. Let's head on down and check out the industrial farm now. This is a very, very fancy farm here. Paved, wide road. We've got fencing, pool, attached 3-car garage, chickens, 100 chickens again. Eggs, food. Got kind of two houses for our farm help. Then this farm has some huge equipment sheds associated with it. Massive silo complex for dump and fill pipes. We have a big pig building here. $250 pigs. We have our food trigger, slurry, and manure. Then have our water trigger. Not really sure where the straw goes. Look. Straw is, oddly enough, right here. This is where straw is going to go. We have our silage. Again, our TMR silo. Same mix on all these TMR silos. Corn, hay, and straw. Or sorry, corn, hay, and silage. We have our forage silos. Slurry, manure for our cows. Fertilizer, diesel fuel. Our workshop. And then we have our dairy cow operation. So inside here we do have our water trigger. Big enough for here. Food. Water's supposed to be, but okay. Over here and find a gate. $500 cows in this particular pen. We have our milk trigger there. Interesting enough, didn't see. Oh, it's probably this gate. Oh, you gotta be on the inside. Interesting. Lost my wheels. Double back and check out the next farm on our tour. Is back up the road here. Really like this view as we kind of head down the road. Kind of see farm silos peeking up over the hilltops. Top of the barns and silos and such, and then the farms emerge. Fuel. We have our chickens once again. 100 chickens. We have our dairy barn with our milk trigger. We have our cattle buy point right here. 400 pigs. 400 cows, sorry. That trigger. Get into this one. Manure pile up here. A water trough. Food. And straw trough right there. Straw trigger. Slurry tank. That gate back. This fence. Fertilizer. Equipment storage. EMR silo. And then our forage silo. Loop back around. There is a way out of the farm over on the other side. We would have to get out and open a fence again. Now this farm's silo is actually over here. Farm's grain silo. We have 2 silage bunkers, as well as our grain silo, dump and fill point. And across the street, we have kind of some independent horse and sheep areas. We've got our water trough. We have our wool. Again, this is a lot like the horse and sheep area that we saw earlier. Horse point, straw trigger, side of here we have our water trough for our horses, food trough, our sheep point, and then our sheep food trough. And then there is land here beside this area. You could kind of landscape this a little bit and put in your own kind of placeable farm, should you so wish. Then the road continue on to a bale sell point. Taking a look at, got one more farm to take a look at after this, and then several areas. We've already looked at the, now then we got to come back and take a look at the seed factory and all of that. There guys, this is a big map. Lots going on. It's a 4X map, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get driving around these places and kind of talk about what is going on in each given area. Here we have the bale sell point. There. We have Porky's Pig Food Factory, where we're going to get our pig food out. And we're going to put wheat or barley, corn or potatoes, sugar beets, and we're going to get pig food out. So it's wheat or barley and corn and sugar beets or potatoes in here, and then get pig food out of the other area. This road is going to take us by our optional starting point. If we sell our house up on the hill, then we can come down here and buy, or basically rent, if you will, this little trailer in behind this workshop. And the workshop here actually has a functioning shop trigger. We have a shop trigger inside the shed here. And around back, we have the trailer. It does have a sleep trigger. And while I'm here, I'm going to run up to the apple orchard right here. And then these apple trees, basically you put manure in here, you put water in here, and you're going to get apple boxes out. And then you can take your apple boxes and sell them at Aldi's or Walmart. Continue on in this general direction. We're going to come to kind of the back of the last farm. We're going to take a look at. On this windy road. Got a feeling that I missed some pig areas. My desire of trying to run through here as quick as we can. We have our food trough, our straw trigger inside of there. We have our animal delivery point. 100 pigs. And then we have our water trough, slurry triggers there, manure pile around back. Then the stinky pigs have been well removed. The main farm up here where we have our chickens. Farm silo, PMR silo, forage silo, our bank barn, of course, has our milk trigger, manure, slurry, fertilizer, silage, sheds. Water trough, our food and straw. Again, it was my fly mode. We have our big trigger, cow trigger, 400 cows. Nice 3-car garage. Go ahead and take a look at the animals. sure they have just normal feeding requirements. Do have alfalfa hay added here as far as hay, alfalfa hay, silage, and hay pellets, and grass and alfalfa added. We have alfalfa and alfalfa hay added for our sheep. Pigs look pretty normal, as well as our chickens. Almost done. If you're sticking with me this far, hope you are impressed with the map and eager to go ahead and start downloading. Head over here and pick up the road. Down to the biogas plant, seed factory, are some forestable areas scattered around the outskirts of the map. Again, we have our anhydrous 5-point. We have Agway. We can purchase wheat, barley, oat, canola, sunflower, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, seeds, expressions, chaff, silage, grass, hay, straw, manure, pig food, lime, back to wheat. And we can sell various products also right here. Sell our compost right here. The way Nitrodad mentioned it is that you can get the best price for stuff up in town. You also can buy things cheaper in town than you can down here in the rural areas, where we're going to sell our sugar beets at this particular location. Again, you're going to get a lot more for your money if you take them all the way up to town. The final gas station and fuel sell point where we can sell our fuel. Make our way around to the final central grain. We've got our silage bunkers for our biogas plant. Biogas plant is right here. You have a biomass heating plant that will take our wood chips, wood chip bales, our pellets, whatnot. We have our digestate out pipe. We can actually buy digestate from here. And then we have our silage dump point right there for our digester. Seed factory is right here. We're going to deliver our grain to this area, and we're going to get seed out here. We can deliver wheat, barley, rye, and we get seed, spelt, corn, wheat, barley, rye, spelt, and corn, and then we can get seed out. And we can sell our seed, or obviously use it ourselves. And the final area is right here. Central grain. one final dump station. So guys, that is it. That is Susquehanna River Valley. And this map is a 4X American map. As such, this map is for PC only. Go on over to nexusmods.com and start the download right away. And until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.